Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever and welcome to another Save for the Living World of Darkness. Chase leaving you, and welcome back to part 2 of this lovely scene. Salty, as you may recall, the drunk troll who's forgotten himself, just left the control room of the train, and our two characters are now chatting on his imminent demise. Helping him figure out his little problem.
Yeah, and after that 2 minutes that she had asked for to just be able to think, in which she looked ridiculous, she's gonna just kind of tip her head up to look at him again and just be like, we gotta research. I can't think of anything else, any other way to do this, except, maybe like a quest or something to find something that can bring him back. But even then, we need more information, like what we'd be looking for or where to look for it, you know?
True.
Do you have any other ideas?
I was hoping that maybe it was something on the train.
Well, we could take a walk, see if we see it, and see if we catch anything. I didn't see anything in here, though.
All right.
Okay.
We'll walk the train as soon as he gets back.
Okay. He gets back and it's like, all right, make sure you guys hold on because we're taking off here pretty soon if you're walking about.
All right, no problem.
Yes, sir, as she gives him a salute.
Why did I know you was going to do that?
He'll tip his imaginary cap and he'll don another wink.
She'll smile, but then look a little sad because
you stop flirting.
I said yes, sir. What the hell? But yeah, she was probably got a little sad because she's imagining him wearing an actual chimerical cap, and that's not cool at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, she takes the subway on a regular basis. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like she doesn't know how to be on a train.
Yeah.
It was a very special art I personally had to learn recently. I had all my luggage my first time on there, and I fell onto somebody when the train took off.
Yikes.
Yeah, me and all my luggage.
That happens though.
Yeah, I was like, I'm so sorry. Then I got myself into a seat. It was awkward.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. So if that's cool, then I guess we're gonna walk the train then very carefully.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a little bit bumpy because the tracks aren't as well maintained as they should be, but nothing insurmountable. What are you guys looking for specifically?
And
the marks that were that we saw in the engine room, if they were like anywhere inside the cars.
Trying to see if we can find scorch marks, or she's also looking for anything that has any kind of like magicalness coming off of it.
Mm-hmm. Give me a perception roll, both of you guys. Let's say perception alertness.
I don't remember if I finally bought that. I always forget if I bought alertness up to the next level. I did. Go me. Man, my rolls suck today. I got 1 though.
I got a 1. 10, 7, 7. What was the difficulty?
6.
Okay, got 2.
2. Dylan, you will see first the gleaming silvery tip of a chimerical knife, but it's under where an older Asian woman is sitting with her two kids.
He'll like point it out to Donna.
Okay.
You see that there?
Once he points it out, do I see it, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, she'll just kind of look to him, give him a big grin, and she's gonna just kind of start blinking really hard, and just being like, "Oh my god, what is wrong? Oh shit, I think my contact fell out." And she's gonna like start kind of. She's still doing that, doing the whole eye thing, but she's gonna kind of, try to get on the ground to start looking real close.
Yeah.
And yes, she's going to get real awkwardly close to them to see if she can feel around underneath while she's looking from the side, from inside there.
Excuse me, ma'am.
This is New York. She's seeing weirder behavior. She kind of pulls her kids closer to her, but
Yeah,
they
she's
don't
not
say
gonna,
anything.
Yeah, we're not messing with the kids.
Yeah.
Nope. She's just going to reach under the seat and hopefully not touch anybody and try to grab it out.
Yeah,
And
grab it. It's not a problem.
Cool. And she'll she's essentially going to try to and she'll be like, "Oh, here it is," and she's holding her hand flat out because she wants it to look like she has the contact, but really it's the knife across it.
Yeah. It's a really thin ivory. This is kind of like this tusk kind of material, and this silvery kind of chimerical metal. And it's a butterfly knife is what it's been fashioned into.
Okay. And she's gonna try to get a pocket, one of her pockets kind of away from as many people as possible. In fact, try to get it, the one that's towards Daylind, so he can block views.
Yeah, that's fine.
And she'll kind of she'll kind of quickly undo it and drop the knife in there, and then she'll put her hand back out like she just found her contact again.
Okay.
And she'll be like, we should get someplace that I can put this back in, somewhere quiet.
Let's head towards the back.
Right here, and she'll grab his arm, as if she's still squinting about and get a little bit vague with the singing. It's probably all very much overacted. Let's be real.
That's totally fine. They seem worse in New York City.
Yeah, and so she's, one hand reaching up to his arm, and the other one with her hand out as if there's a contact in it that is so tiny nobody can see, including her.
Daylin's just walking. Let's go.
So we're trying to find, I guess, someplace quiet or away from people. If there is such a
bathroom, it's kind of small for two people, but
well, one of us is large and the other is small. We'll squeeze.
It's New York. They've seen worse. Like I said, let's go.
As long as we don't make any weird noises, they probably won't say anything.
Yeah, take your own advice.
Okay. Yeah, you guys dug into a bathroom. It's a bit of a squeeze, but there you are. You have a small modicum of privacy.
Right. And she's going to pull the knife out and offer it to him so he can see it better.
Hi, Daylind will take a look at it.
Is there any chimerical anything on it? Blood or something like that?
No, it looks like it's maybe it's some old, like rust colored blood, maybe.
Well, he didn't look like he had any fresh stab wounds.
No, well, but to have a chimerical object sort of lying around here is a little suspicious.
Well, let's see who it belongs to.
I do believe that it's possible for us to find out, actually.
He'll look at it. And can I use Primal in this thing and talk to him? Let's see.
Sure can.
And that's primal and
No, that would be Faye.
okay. Cool. I'm glad you said that. Difficulty?
6.
2.
Successes.
What's the 10? Pardon?
Would you say difficulty is 6? So that's 1, 2 successes. Yeah.
I was gonna say you could come up with a bunk.
All right. So it takes a little bit of coaxing. And how are you? It takes a little bit of coaxing, particularly because she really didn't invest a lot of time in shaping the glamour into your cantrip. But it sluggishly begins to respond in your hand. You get 2 questions.
2 questions.
2 successes.
What do we want to know? He looks at Donna. Like,
It says I don't know what you want to know.
no.
Oh
Gotcha.
no, he said that to me.
Donna.
Like he wasn't looking at the knife then.
It can't see.
Well, there you go. One's gone. She'll just be like, ask it if what ask it how it got there.
There. Okay, good. How'd you get on the floor?
Frost dropped me.
Keep in mind, Dona's not hearing the answers to this.
He says Frost dropped him.
Frost. Is this a name that we might have heard of before?
Never.
Probably not.
Okay. She's gonna volunteer. Just kind of look at him and be like, okay, well, if you want, I mean, I'm pretty good with Chronos, right?
Mm-hmm.
I can see what's happened to it, see its history. Might be able to get a face. And maybe what happened, like why it's on this train,
Okay. That sounds like a good idea.
She'll nod and hold out her hand for the knife.
Put it in a hat.
And she has a stopwatch that she keeps with her. Well, actually, no. I was gonna say because I was gonna do it a certain way, but what she needs to do is there like hand soap in there?
Yeah.
Okay, she's gonna squirt some of this in her hand and use it kind of like paint to draw. Like she'll lay the knife down, and then she'll draw like a circle around it, and she'll draw all the numbers of a clock. With this hand soap.
Okay.
And then she's gonna use this thing like it's one of the hands of the clock, and she'll turn it around backwards.
I love it. I'll give you a minus. What'd you say?
I just said, "Wow."
I think one of the rules for bunks is if anyone says "wow," you get a minus 5 to your bunk.
Well, I am grateful that you guys are easily impressed.
At least that's an exalted if someone says.
I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, it needs to be cool.
I just was working with what I had. I was gonna do something else that would have only been like a -2, but then I was like, you know what? She has things at hand. All I got to do is
Go full hand, man.
Why not? And water wouldn't have stuck very well, but hand soap will.
Yep.
All right. So yeah. So that's and I'm doing it on a chimerical thing. Which
I would say Faye.
Faye, thank you. My brain was like, what? Okay, so
So
I think I
you're just gonna need 3, the lowest you could possibly get.
woo. That's always positive. Until then, I get like 1, 3, and all ones.
Shh, don't put it out there like that.
Sorry, I was trying to remember which Faye I had. Give me 2 seconds. I will have it. 3. Oh, that's good. This is gonna be a big roll. Let's pray for it, guys.
You got to pray. Pray.
Holy crap!
Oh, that was a good.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Give me everything.
Oh wow! Wow!
That was
Wow.
Kronos 1. That was Kronos 1.
You're an expert.
He's probably reading over what to see what he's supposed to give me.
Did you specify a time or event? Yeah, you said like, how did you get here, right?
Right.
Well, she wants to see its history. Basically, like, let me look up the write up for it because if I have to, then I will. But she was just going to try to kind of take it back pretty quickly until we can see if it's got any connection to what happened to him.
Mm-hmm.
But let me see. I have the write up in my thing here. I promise I do. Here it is. I have Kronos backward glance. Okay. It's okay. So determines the focus of the post cognition, while the number of successes determines how far back I can look. I can specify a time or event on which to focus, but if the event she looks for is outside of the time frame allowed by the number of successes rolled, the cantrip fails. Well, it only goes up to 5, which is 1 year, which is well within time of me to be able to reach it.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you allow, she would like to kind of watch this thing as time goes back, and try to catch when we do want to know who dropped it there, but then kind of like start there. That's actually a good place to start. Start there, and then go back and see if this has anything to do with Salty.
Okay, so yeah, you have 7 successes. You have plenty, but the event is probably Salty's attack, right?
If it was attacked, we don't even know that this was involved.
It's okay. I think it's a good assumption because it's a knife.
But we didn't see any blood or
right.
So that's why I'm like, might just be random thing that someone dropped.
Okay. So as the clock, not as the clock, I'm sorry, as the knife spins, it kind of drops free and it almost becomes like a looking glass that you're seeing. And you're seeing these weird clock manifests as you begin to your vision is cast backwards in time. And Daylind, you can't see this, but you see through this hazy kind of memory vision, mostly black and white. You see the train and it's moving, and you see Salty, who's in color, very vivid color, and he's in his troll mane. This big, older troll, looks very Odin-esque. And you see this slender slip of a man slip onto the train. And after seconds, the two of them exchange harsh words, and then they begin fighting. The knife is thrown, and it catches Salty in the shoulder, and he throws it to the side. And then this slim slip of a man uses pyretics, and this huge gout of fire kind of throws Salty back into the control panel before this guy disappears off the train. And
I'm trying to see if it doesn't give me sound, does it? It just lets me see, I think. So, okay. All right. So what was this guy? He was...
I'm looking for the guy now.
Okay. I was just wondering what kid was he, that if I could tell.
It doesn't look like you. So let me oh, I have too many layered things here.
Gotcha.
All right. So that's the guy you see that fights Salty, and then unleashes this gout of pyretics. Um, he's very straight, and he has a somewhat regal bearing, but he does not have a fey mane.
That's weird. So then maybe but he had a chimerical object, which means maybe he's Kinain.
Right.
Okay. So how long does this take? Like 5-10 minutes probably to
Seconds. You get all the information, but it just happens very quickly for you.
okay. So the knife is probably still spinning in reality.
Yeah.
At when she looks up from it. And she's like, I think I know who Frost is.
You got to teach me that.
You know, for you, anything.
So, what you see?
This guy had a big pizza party. And, well, basically someone
Tell me
spilled the
what
beer
happened.
everywhere. Okay.
Tell me what happened.
She's just like, okay. Yeah, there was this guy. He's blonde and he's pretty small. And he had that I think that must be Frost. He has some kind of weird black teardrop thing going on, which is, I mean, I thought that was a prison tattoo, but whatever. Apparently he came on. There was some kind of an issue between him and Salty, who I saw what he looks like. I know what he looks like really now. And they fought. He threw the knife into Salty's shoulder. Salty grabbed the knife out and threw it, which is how it got where it was at. And I'm going to assume that Frost was the blonde guy because he blasted pyretics at him. Some kind of fire something. And then he left. The guy left. But basically probably to, get away from the scene of the crime. But this guy had no fey man.
And he was able to use pyretics?
See, I'm not... Oh, see, do I know if Kinain can use arts?
Yeah, you'll know that. That's with Changeling lore. A lot of Kinain have servants that have a little bit of power to them, depending on how powerful their fey blood is.
She'll be like, well, I think it's possible that it's a Kinain, maybe. Because he had a chimerical object, but he had no fey man. Or, actually, I know what she wants.
And he was able to do that to Salty?
It's possible. The other option is that I actually knew a she once, who didn't really look like a she. He looked a lot more like human than she. And he didn't quite have that posh feel like everyone else. He wasn't intimidating, if you know what I mean, like didn't have that crazy beauty. Oh, see, I'm just so Obi knows. I'm referring to Vaughn's old character that he played for a while, who had I forget what it's called, but it's a flaw that it's like weakened, and you only get like one of your two. You have like a weakened version of your fey thing.
Yeah. But even with that flaw, you still have a fey mane.
Right, but that's why she said he looked more human than she. But it's very dulled. It's just it's still there though. But she's just gonna be like, I'm not sure how bad that can get, but that's something that this particular she I knew had. I think the Kinain is more likely. So we need to try to track down a Kinain. He was a little skinny guy. And you got his name, I think.
Frost.
And she's gonna take the knife and put in the palm of her hand, hand it to him again because this has to do with his thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Unless you don't have a pocket to put it in, which case she will, so that it's not obvious.
Nah, he doesn't have a pocket to put it in.
She always has tons of pockets. She wears cargos for a reason. So she'll put it in her pocket and just be like, I'll give this back to you later. And then she'll kind of take the paper towel and try to wet it and try to wipe away the worst of so no, there's no sign of.
Nobody slips on the floor and Sue's drink.
Well, she's trying to wipe away the soap that she made a mess with.
Yeah, you're able to get the gist of it. There's still maybe a little bit of residue, but
Well, it's not the end of the world either way. It's really, if only people in the know would have recognized it as anything like some kind of ritual,
Right.
So she was just being careful.
Right.
And but yeah, that's what I got. So we could still try to research because he is a problem, obviously, but the first problem is to resolve the thing with Salty, right?
Correct.
Wait, what did you? I want to say I want to tell you more because of your successes, because that was the conflict. What was your question when you did your backwards glance?
Well, I basically figured she wanted to start from the point that it landed on the floor and go back.
Like replaying it, like going and rewinding, watching it in reverse.
Yeah. That's basically what she would have been doing. There was no point in worrying about it while it was sitting on the floor doing nothing.
Right. So yeah, you see it get knocked to the floor. You see that it once belonged to whoever this guy is. You see him like moving around the city, New York. He's lived in a couple of places. Always like squatting in abandoned places. And a couple of times over the last few months, because it gives you like about a year of data, he's met with Professor Guildenstern at a college, New York Institute of Art.
Was this a human person?
It appears to be a human. It doesn't have a fade name, whoever this is.
Right. Could be Kinain, but we have no idea at this point.
Right.
They really only show in the dreaming anyway. So yeah, she'll just be like, I think I may have caught that there's a guy he knows. Don't know why they meet, but some Professor Morgenstern, was that the sign on the door said?
Yeah.
At the something of art, the College of Art.
New York Institute of Art.
So if you want, we could go there, but it's really up to you whether you want to focus on fixing him first or finding the person at fault.
Well, let's see if we can fix him. If it can be fixed.
I agree. I think that is more important, but he does need to be dealt with. Because if he's going around killing us, then he's breaking the sheet.
Well, then, we get Salty better. Then we can all go after his ass.
Well, that'll be fun. I mean, he got the name Salty somehow. Also, we've been in here a long time.
Yeah. Let's go. Getting cramped.
We might want to get off at the next stop.
Actually, I have a question for Salty.
Okay. Let's go.
You guys leave the bathroom to a thunderous round of applause.
She's gonna do those big, like, dramatic bows with the flourishing arms.
His like jaw drops. All kind of colors. And his gaze goes to the floor.
You mean he just goes down?
His gaze goes to the floor. It's like he goes down like, oh crap.
She's like, come on, these people aren't going to. Come on,
He
it don't matter.
He just starts walking.
A couple of guys elbow you while you walk by.
She's still gonna be curtsying as she goes because it's just funny. You know,
Glad
the
you
big
cleaned-
dramatic bow.
Glad you cleaned up that soap.
Wow, that's some interesting texture for that particular liquid.
I'm glad you cleaned it up too now.
All right, you guys get back to the Jesus. Easy, Beavis.
Oh.
All right. You guys get back to the front, and Salty's like, yeah, there you go. I thought you weren't interested in your evening lesson anymore.
I have a question. The last time when I saw you the other day,
Uh-huh.
the lady you were with.
Yeah.
Has she been around lately?
She was here this morning. Just checked in on me. Brought me some cookies. Oatmeal raisin. No idea how she knew that was my favorite cookie.
Oh, those are the best cookies.
They really are.
That's true. Did she make with the hint of nutmeg?
I don't think so.
You ought to try it that way sometime.
Daylind makes the best cookies.
Yeah.
You should totally make Daylind make you some cookies.
Yeah, man. Just make me some cookies. Been a good friend to you.
If you're interested in dying, I'll bake anything you want.
She's like a little bit behind, probably Daylind at this point, just slightly off to the side, and she's just gonna shake her head like, yeah, no, he's a good cook, you know, to him.
Did she by any chance give you a number, get talk back with her?
She gave you a number too.
She did?
Yeah.
He like pats his pocket, like, oh, must have left my other pants. Well, I got to get this little one home before her mama kills me.
Hey, I am 23 years old. I have ID to prove it.
He smirks. All right, next stop then.
Next stop, I'm gonna leave him there.
He's not good enough for you anyway.
You know, thank you. It's nice that somebody thinks that. As she glares at Daylind.
Well, apparently there's a bunch of people back there that thinks otherwise.
Actually, they were just happy for me. I mean,
He kind of looks at you like, what the heck are you talking about?
just ignore him. Just ignore him. He's
It's easier that way, isn't it?
It is. It is. I'm not sure how I deal with him.
Oh, don't you start too?
Me? I mean, I started a long time ago. Like, years ago.
It's just easier to keep my mouth shut.
Is it? I don't think you have a chance of doing that around me.
He looked at you and gives you that same look he has in the picture there. No little smirk.
Right? So eventually the train will get to you guys at stop. It's like, all right, I'll see you next time, kiddo. Hopefully we can get that application pushed through.
I'm looking forward to it.
Thank you for letting us see the control center. It was really cool.
Hey, not a problem. I'm just happy to see some young folks interested in this glorious profession.
She nods very enthusiastically. In her head, she's thinking, this is not glorious.
And Dylan smiles and he's thinking the same thing.
The exact opposite of glorious.
Well, she doesn't think it's dull. It's just...
Pooka didn't know it.
It's gonna it happens to everybody who hangs out with a Pooka at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then she'll kind of wave real big and start to head towards the door.
Okay. He tips his hat again as you leave. All right, you take care of her now, Daylind.
To the best of my abilities, always.
Attaboy. All right, and then you guys are at the on a subway platform, middle of the night in New York City, and that's the moment we shall end our scene.
Thank goodness. No, because never mind. I'll wait for you to hit that button.
Thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching, and we'll catch you next time.